Video news, y'all.
All right, folks. First off, I gotta say, rest in peace to Ruth Bader Ginsburg that just passed away here today. It's a real sad occasion. Real sad occasion, man. Oh boy, she held in there as long as she possibly could, man, fighting that cancer. Cancer is no joke. No joke. No joke at all. So, you know, it's a sad day. I mean, for the United States, sad day for her and her family. Definitely a sad day for the United States. So that gives Trump a chance to appoint another crooked judge into the Supreme Court. Oh boy, sad situation. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do this story here. So black newborns are likely to die when looked after by white doctors, and this is a study. And it says black newborn babies in the United States are more likely to survive childbirth if they are cared for by black doctors, but 3 times more likely than white babies to die when looked after by white doctors, a study has found. The mortality rate of black newborns in hospitals shrunk between 39 and 58% when black physicians took charge of the birth, according to the research which is laid bare how shocking racial disparities in human health can even affect even the first hours of a person's life. By contrast, the mortality rate for white babies was largely unaffected by the doctor's race. The findings support previous research which has shown that while infant mortality rates have fallen in recent decades, black children remain significantly more likely to die early than their white counterparts. Researchers from George Mason University analyzed data capturing 1.8 million hospital births in Florida between 1992 and 2015 for the new study, which was published Monday in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences and the United States of America, known as PNAS. When cared for by white physicians, black newborns were about 3 times more likely to die in the hospital than their white newborns. The research found that the disparity dropped significantly when the doctor was black, although black newborns nonetheless remain more likely than white newborns to die. Our study provides the first evidence that black-white newborn mentality gap is smaller when black medical doctors provide care for black newborns than when white medical doctors do, lending support to research examining the importance of racial concordance in addressing health inequities. Black babies have been dying at a disproportionate rate since as long as we've collected data. The time is now to change this and to ensure that black infants are afforded the opportunity to thrive. It's already known that black infants have a 2.3 times the infant mortality rate as white infants, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office of Minority Health. And a report from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which covered this period between 2000 and 2017 and was published in June, found that black infants still have more than twice the risk of dying as white infants. Strikingly, these effects appear to manifest more strongly in more complicated cases. And when hospitals deliver more black newborns, the authors wrote, the findings suggest that black physicians outperform their white colleagues when caring for newborn babies. The authors did not speculate about the reasons behind the trend, but wrote, taken with this work, it gives warrant for hospitals and other care organizations to invest in efforts to reduce such biases and explore their connection to institutional racism. Reducing racial disparities in newborn mortality will also require raising awareness among physicians, nurses, and hospital administrators about the prevalence of racial and ethnic disparities, the research can also determine. And you have a situation, this ongoing situation. This one just a new story that came up. You got a woman at an ICE facility in Georgia accused a doctor of performing unwanted hysterectomies on them, and they claim that the situation goes deeper. It goes a whole lot deeper than that. Just under 10,000 people live in the sleepy county in Irwin, Georgia. Until recently, the county and its county seat, Ocilla, has been best known for hosting the annual Georgia Sweet Potato Festival. But last week, a stunning whistleblower complaint from a nurse at a Georgia immigration detention center suddenly put Irwin County under scrutiny. In a complaint that has ignited furor among advocates, Congress, and the public, a nonprofit group Project South and the nurse Don Wooten alleged that women being held by Immigration and Customs Enforcement at the Irwin County Detention Center were subjected to hysterectomies and procedures they didn't consent to or understand. While the Project South didn't identify the doctor responsible, lawyers for the women who had previously raised concerns stated that it was Dr. Mahendrina Amin, an obstetrician, gynecologist, and businessman with practices in southern Georgia. Everybody he sees has a hysterectomy. Just about everybody, Wooten said in the report. I've seen several inmates tell me that they've been to see the doctor and they've had hysterectomies and they don't know why they went or why they're going. Through his attorney, Scott Grubman, Amin denied any wrongdoing and said he was confident that his name would be cleared for after investigation. But local immigration authorities who have worked with many of the women at the facility stated that the issues at Irwin run deeper than the headline-grabbing hysterectomy allegations. There are no disciplinary action noted on Amin's medical license, but the whistleblower complaint isn't the first time his reputation has been scrutinized. Amin, who runs two practices in Douglas and Ocilla, also runs a company that has entered into management agreement with the local hospital. In 2013, he and several other doctors tied to the Irwin County Hospital and the hospital itself were the focus of a whistleblower civil case prosecuted by the Department of Justice and the state of Georgia. It accused them of defrauding the Medicaid and Medicare programs by submitting false claims. Investigators allege that Amin had required that certain tests always be run on pregnant patients without any medical evaluation and regardless of their condition. And the settlement agreement stated that Amin and 8 other doctors promised to pay $500,000 to the government-funded programs. The doctors retained their medical license in Georgia, and Amin continues to accept patients on Medicare and Medicaid. So when asked how Amin was contracted years later to treat federal detainees, a spokeswoman for Immigration and Customs Enforcement stated that the doctor wasn't an ICE employee, but rather an outside referral. Outside specialists are chosen by the facility from among the local community providers willing to accept ICE detainees as patients, the spokeswoman said in an email statement. In some cases, the facility provider or clinical director may have community contacts they routinely work with, and the facility is run by a for-profit company called LaSalle Corrections, which manages 18 facilities across Louisiana, Texas, Georgia. Several attempts to reach Scott Sutherfield, LaSalle executive, whom staff directed questions to, were unsuccessful. So this is they're over there sterilizing these women, these immigrant women that are coming to the United States. Instead of, it's like they detain them. While they detain them, they're sterilizing these women. And it's really, really crazy, man. This is the craziest crap I've heard of in a long time. It's totally ridiculous, man. Totally ridiculous. So you have a deputy arrested and 4 others fired following the death of a Chatham County inmate. Savannah, Georgia, a deputy has been arrested and 4 other employees have been fired following the death of an inmate at Chatham County Detention Center. Authorities say Lee Michael Creeley, 34 years old, was found dead in his cell on Sunday, September 6th, following a routine check. Medical staff responded immediately, as is protocol, but life-saving measures attempted by the officers, medical staff, and EMS were unsuccessful. Chatham County Sheriff said an internal investigation led to the arrest of Deputy Terrence Jackson for the charges of falsifying documents in the logbook, which said Jackson failed to check on Creeley and then lied about it. And the sheriff announced on today, that 2 other jail employees had been terminated for not doing their jobs. The following day, a 4th officer was found negligent in their duties, resulting in termination. And today, Wiltshire said a 5th officer who failed to perform his security checks was let go. So that's 5 officers that were fired. Not going to tolerate it. No, we have a job to do here. These people need to be treated humanely, and these officers need to go do their job that they're taught to do. So, hey, it is what it is, folks. And then this is a follow-up case. This is a follow-up case on a case that I already did before about a man in Salt Lake City that was attacked. Well, the cops had a canine dog attack this man in Salt Lake City, and that's Nicholas Pierce. Well, Nicholas Pierce was the officer, and Jeffrey Ryans was the person that got bit. But anyway, Salt Lake City police canine officer was charged today with second-degree felony aggravated assault after a video allegedly showed his dog attacking a black man during an incident in April in Salt Lake City. On the morning of April 24th, Officer Nicholas Pierce and his canine dog Tuco responded to an early morning call at the home of 36-year-old Jeffrey Ryans, who was black. Pierce allegedly ordered his dog to attack Ryans, who was on his knees with his hands in the air at the time of the incident. Salt Lake County District Attorney Sam Gill stated his office investigated whether Pierce used unlawful force after the paper posted the incident. Gill stated that Ryans wasn't resisting arrest. He certainly wasn't posing an imminent threat of violence or harm to anyone, and he certainly wasn't concealed. He was fenced in an area, and he was being compliant. So in August, when this thing got discovered and the incident got uncovered, Pierce was suspended from the police department while his use of force was investigated, and he was fired. So, it's like, yeah, he got charged with with this particular situation here. These guys, man, are crazy, man. I don't understand what's going on. The guy states, Ryan said he was confused about what was going on. He said he wasn't running. He said, I wasn't fighting, I was just cooperating. We've been told through this. We've seen this. I always cooperate with the police no matter what. Well, on the night of the incident, the guy, was, the dog was sicked on him. And, so it's another follow-up case. Now, this is a case that everybody knows about the guy that was riding in the Uber, and he got snatched out the car and beat up by police. So the man, Roderick Walker, a black man whose alleged assault and subsequent arrest by a Georgia deputy was captured on video, has been released from jail and is seeking medical treatment for his injuries, his attorney stated. Walker, 26, suffered a mild traumatic brain injury before being beaten by the cops. He lost consciousness. He couldn't breathe, Walker stated today at a conference. So I was scared and I feared for my life, Walker said. I just pray and I hope that this doesn't happen to anybody else. Walker's left eye was filled with blood as he spoke today, 1 week after the incident. Walker's arrest on September 11th, when he was a passenger in a car that was pulled over for allegedly having a broken tail light. His lawyer said Walker was ordered out of the car, and when he was questioned why, the 2 white Clayton County Sheriff deputies asked for his ID, he was beaten and arrested. The witness video captured one of the deputies beating Walker in the face and body. Walker told the deputies, "I can't breathe," and Walker's 5-year-old son was in the car crying and yelling, "Daddy." The deputy was fired for excessive use of force. A criminal investigation of the incident was turned over to the Clayton County District Attorney's Office, and Walker's attorney, Sharon Williams, stated that they used an illegal, in my view, chokehold on him and almost killed him, similar to what we saw in the George Floyd situation. And he was literally fighting for his life, Williams said. The Clayton County Sheriff said on Sunday that Walker received medical treatment, including x-rays that detected no fractures to his head, before he was transferred to Fulton County Jail, where he was being held on outstanding warrants. He was released from jail today. And ongoing situations, man. Got a lot of this stuff going on. Too much of this junk going on, man. It's just way too much. And we have to be aware, and you gotta be, you gotta do what you gotta do, folks, to stay safe.
Video. Time for what? KP Video.